Hi, first grade scientists. So, weeks ago, maybe months ago, we talked about the physical properties of something being able to sink or float. Last week, we talked about saltwater and freshwater. So, the objective today is for you to experiment and explore how saltwater affects an object's ability to sink or float. So, for this assignment, you will need 2 bowls, buckets, whatever, 4.5 cups of warm water and another 4.5 cups of warm water, some salt, and for me, I like to use an egg and just a broken crayon. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. With warm water, you're going to get about 4.5 cups. This is about 4.5 cups, and pour it into one bowl. And we will make this the salt water. So you're going to take this salt and just dump it in, all of it. Just dump it in. And once it's dumped in, you're going to stir for quite a while. You want the salt to dissolve in the water, which will make the water more dense. And we'll get to that in a minute. So you're going to stir that for a while. And I would start with warm or hot water. And then you'll grab another 4.5 cups. And pour it into a bowl or a bucket. Just like that. So for about 30 minutes, you're going to stir that salt water. Stir, stir, stir. And let the water dissolve the salt so it becomes like salt water, like what we see in the ocean. And as we discussed, the ocean is the only natural source of water that has salt water. Okay, so once it's dissolved, after you've stirred for about 30 minutes, now you can test. So for me, I take an egg and a broken crayon. I'm sure you have an egg laying around, and I'm sure you have a broken crayon laying around. And you are going to test it in the fresh water. What happens? I'm not going to show you. That's up for you. Then after you see that, you'll take the same egg, the same crayon, and put it in the salt water. What do you know, or what do you notice that happens? So on Seesaw today, what you're going to do is take a video of yourself talking about what you saw, what you observed happen when an object is put in fresh water and an object is put in salt water. I will give you a clue. Everything floats better with salt water because the salt water and the salt in it makes it more dense. So if you have trouble floating in a pool all by yourself, when you go to the ocean with a parent, try to float. It will become much easier because the water becomes more dense with the salt. I can't wait to see what you guys observe.